Welcome to this lesson on learning with new literacies. New literacies are transforming the way we read, write, think, communicate, and make meaning. The purpose of this lesson is to explore how new literacies can be integrated into content area subjects. Some of the underlying concepts for new literacies are shown here. Anytime you see the pause button, you are encouraged to pause the video lesson to practice or read further. The objectives of this video lesson are shown here. Pause the lesson to read the objectives. The key terms for this lesson and your assigned reading are listed here. Pause this video to record the terms. Knowing these terms will help you understand the concepts in this lesson and in others. The concept of new literacies has been evolving since its conception in 1990, when John Walensky described classrooms where inquiry and student choice prevailed. These new literacy classrooms use multimodal elements such as print, graphic design, audio, video, gesture, and nonstop interaction to teach reading and writing. Multiliteracies was coined later in 1996. Multiliteracies captures the shifting notion of literacy. It states that the multiplicity of communication channels and increasing cultural and linguistic diversity in the world today call for a much broader view of literacy than portrayed by traditional language-based approaches. As the years have progressed, digital literacies has become the key focus of new literacies. Digital literacy is a broad umbrella term that pertains to the use of literacy skills defined as reading, writing, listening, speaking, composing, communication, and interacting with digital environments. Basically, reading and writing aren't just about print anymore, as we move from a page-dominated literacy to screen-dominated literacy. The new literacies have pushed to integrate the fine arts into media literacy. Now, an author can convey meaning through and recover meaning from the form of representation in which the content appears. The digital turn in literacy and learning can include creative but also critical elements. While the computers and technology that make the digital literacy possible do not bring to mind creativity for some, they are used by some teachers and students in highly creative ways. New literacies are usually read in a non-linear fashion. Readers jump from concept to concept in sometimes a completely random way, very similar to flipping around in a book, especially when it tells you to see chapter such and such. The literacies that students have outside of school are different than they used to be and are more social in nature than in-school literacies. Helping students to learn with new literacies is part of making sure that they are preparing for life in this century. It is refreshing to know that some studies have shown a link between using activities that involve non-print dominated materials and an increase in print literacy. Finally, new literacies are parts of content standards. Practically all of the national education associations in the different academic disciplines have created content standards or statements of principles that implicitly or explicitly acknowledge the use of technologies for information and communication. In addition, many state standards also include new literacies, although they may call them media literacy. The International Society for Technology and Education was developed in 2007 as one of the most comprehensive set of standards for use of technology in schools. The 2016 standards revolve around several broad criteria, which are empowered learner, digital citizen, knowledge constructor, innovative designer, computational thinker, creative communicator, and global collaborator. Visit their website to learn more about these standards. Technology has changed the way we think, inquire, communicate, read, and write. This revolutionary way of communicating includes elements of print, visual art, sound, video, social media, and advertising. Because of this change, there are some general characteristics of new literacy classrooms. These classrooms feature daily work in multiple forms of representation. There are explicit discussions of the merit of using certain symbol systems in certain situations with much choice. There are meta-dialogues, such as think-alouds, by teachers who model working through problems using certain symbol systems. Students take part in a mix of individual and collaborative activities. Finally, these classrooms are places of student engagement in which students report achieving a flow state. There are many tools and strategies for using new literacies in content area classes. The concepts of hypertext and hypermedia are important to understanding the interactions in the multimodal environment. Most students are well aware of the basic conventions of the web. However, it is good to model how to think and learn in multimodal environments. A good way to get the discussion going is to model a typical, that is to say nonlinear, reading progression on the internet in your content area. Hypertext differs from printed text in that its structure is much less linear. The hypertext format offers a web of text that allows the reader to link to other related documents and resources on demand by clicking the provided link. Hypermedia is when sound, graphics, photographs, video, and other non-print media is incorporated into the hypertext format. One of the most profound ways of getting students to fully realize the interactivity of the web is to give them practice in writing this way by insisting that they embed hyperlinks in their writing. Exposure to computers, the internet, and social media tools does not mean the students are savvy in using them. We as teachers need to model their educational use and help students use these literacies. Digital literacies have come to complement other resources rather than replacing them or being used as alternatives. Classrooms that use new literacies and multimodal environments use multiple forms of text, such as textbooks, videos, websites, and/or graphic novels. Literacy is multimodal and includes writing in traditional forms like journals and tests, as well as in digital formats on blogs or Twitter, and in audio and video podcasts. These traditional literacies and new literacies are interwoven and complement each other. Since terms like multiliteracies and new literacies have emerged, much thought has been given to the ways teachers and students can use new and emerging technologies. The ways technologies can be woven into instruction to support student learning is shown here. Let's discuss each one. Researching is a way of analyzing, investigating, and collecting information in order to gain knowledge, find the resolution of a problem, or gain a greater understanding of a phenomenon. Some of the tools used in researching can include search engines, research and informational websites, and YouTube and TeacherTube. Communication tools are those that allow teachers and students to connect and communicate with others outside of the classroom. Tools for electronic communication include Skype, ePal, email, Twitter, and Zoom, to name a few. Collaborating tools are those that aid in the ability to collaborate with other people through a single document, presentation, and so on, with people that live and/or work in different locations. These include wikis, podcasts, shared document spaces like Google Documents, and video spaces such as YouTube and Vimeo. Exploring applications allow teachers and students to look beyond the classroom to explore new places and ideas. Examples of these tools are Google Earth, Google Maps, and WebQuests. Creating connotates authoring and, in the context of digital literacy, authoring digital texts. Tools in this category include those for creating and editing photos, such as Photoshop, audio, including GarageBand and Audacity, and videos, including Movie Maker, iMovie, and Jing. On a side note, the original mini lectures I have made using Audacity and Movie Maker. The newer remakes called video lessons, such as this one, still use the free Audacity software, but also uses a purchased video editing software with all the bells and whistles. Sharing tools, like those for communicating to some degree, are those that allow creators of content to share it with others. This category includes tools that enable the creation of web content, website builders like Wix, Weebly, or Google Sites, but also wikis, blogs, photo sharing websites, the timeline site Dippity, and digital storytelling sites. Because a hyperlink can take the reader to potentially untested sites, it is important to teach students how to evaluate the links they come across and how to use them wisely. There are different frameworks for evaluating websites. The criteria can include all or some of these facets: assessing the bias and stance the site contains, determining how reliable the site is, determining the accuracy of the content on the site, synthesizing the information presented in a meaningful way, the currency or timeliness of the website, relevance or the importance of the information to the unit, the source of the information or the authority of the author, and the purpose of the website or the reason it exists. Now, let's discuss strategies for writing to learn. Writing is an essential tool in the new Literacies classroom. Readers frequently access information from collaborative text found online in the form of blogs, websites, and wikis. Blogs is short for weblogs and is essentially online journals or diaries that are often personal accounts of life experiences. When introducing blogs, it's important to establish guidelines for blogging. Video blogs or vlogs are common on platforms such as YouTube, Vimeo, Facebook, and Instagram. Here is a list of student blogging guidelines. Wikis are collaboratively built text in which volunteers contribute facts and help to edit and shape the presentation of the information. It is important to remember that when anyone and everyone contributes information to a wiki, readers need to make sure the information being read is accurate. Also, plagiarism is widely rampant in many wikis, such as Wikipedia. A fun fact is that wiki is a Hawaiian word that means fast. Meetings are places where readers can join discussions on a growing number of topics and start a social network of their own, focusing on a common topic of interests. Meetings are not as common as they used to be. Threaded discussions are a powerful online writing-to-learn strategy. Threaded discussions are designed to involve students in the exploration of text and topics under study. Free options for threaded discussions available to teachers are Modal, Google Groups, MediaWiki, PBWiki, and ThinkPad. In this course, we will be using the discussion forum available through our online learning system. For educational purposes, threaded discussions allow our teacher to post a question or topic for students to read about from various sources. Students then reflect upon and work collaboratively to learn about and discuss the topic. Discussion board posts are asynchronous in nature. Asynchronous discussion allows students the time to search for and gather information, as well as read, think, and reflect on the topic or question before responding. Threaded discussions are not something a student can do at the last minute. In threaded discussion, each learner works individually to inquire into the topic and gather information using online and/or offline informational sources. Then individual members respond to other threaded discussion postings by other classmates or answer questions posted to their own original thread. As already stated, online discussion is meant to be collaborative, not combative. Therefore, it is important to follow netiquette or net etiquette. First and foremost, students are to treat other students with respect and courtesy. Respect the privacy of classmates and what they share. The old saying, "What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas," applies here. What is said in discussion board stays in the discussion board. Don't make assumptions about what another learner says. Ask for clarification if a posting is difficult to understand. Recognize that exposure to another group member's response and comments are part of the learning experience, even though you may personally disagree with the comments. Do not write in all caps. That is the same in online discussion as yelling and screaming at the person face to face. Before posting a comment, ask whether you would make the same comment in a face-to-face discussion. If not, don't make the comment. Keep in mind that something that would be inappropriate in a face-to-face classroom is also inappropriate in an online discussion. It is still the school environment. The great thing about asynchronous online discussion, you have plenty of time to really think out what you will post and how you will respond, especially if you have not procrastinated. There are many strategies for multimodal learning. Shown here are some strategies or approaches: blended and hybrid learning, internet workshops, internet inquiries, and web quests. Blended learning is a way to personalize learning and offer more control to students in and out of the classroom. There are 3 models for blended learning. The rotation module allows students to rotate on a fixed schedule or at the teacher's discretion between learning modalities. The flipped classroom is one type of rotation model. The flex model is a program in which content instruction are delivered primarily by the internet. Students move on an individually customized fluid schedule among learning modalities, and the teacher of record is on site. The self-blend model describes a scenario in which students choose to take one or more courses entirely online to supplement their traditional courses, and the teacher of record is the online teacher. University and community college courses are part of the high school experience is one type of self-blend model. An internet workshop is characterized by its flexibility and is similar to reading and writing workshops. Internet inquiries engage students in research using information sources on the internet. The web quest is a teacher-designed web page that packages various learning tasks and activities for students to complete using internet resources. Ideas to ponder. How often have you used digital text as part of subject matter learning? In your estimation, did the teacher use a digital text assignment to its full potential? If not, in what additional ways might the digital text resource have been explored? What are the similarities and differences between learning with new literacies and traditional print texts? Things to try. Conduct an internet inquiry of your own by going to International Literacy Association's Reading Online and Global SchoolNet's Inquiry Project Registry. Study reports and internet projects in your content area. Use the keywords "example of web quests" and conduct a search in the content area of your choice. Evaluate 3 or 4 of the web quest websites. Based on your search, what are some of the strengths and weaknesses of the web quest instructional model?